Let's take a look at some of the quarterback run game that the Broncos used in that playoff game against the Bills. Here, we're going to start on 3rd and 1. They're running inside zone read. Going to read this defensive end to the right, slap block coming across the formation, bypassing that end, heading to the alley. You'll see Nix keeps it, cuts inside of that block, gets the first down. So from behind, they're going to treat it as a leave two run. They're going to leave two unblocked here. They're going to read one of these guys, and they know there is no other overhang outside. So this slap block coming across, S-L-A-P. We would call it a slice block if he was coming back for the defensive end. Slap, slice for the alley player, S-L, slice, A-P, alley player, just the way we called it. I'm sure other teams, different ways to do it. He's coming around. He's got number 2. These two zoning up to 45. These two zoning to 24. 72 has this defensive end. If this end crashes, the quarterback's going to keep it. If this end goes flat-footed, the quarterback's going to give it. So they're saying no matter what he does, he can't be right. The quarterback just has to read him and react accordingly. So that end is crashing. They're exchanging these gaps. He's going to close this B gap here by chasing down behind this tackle. So he's the B gap defender. Even though he's not coming downhill in it, he's going to backdoor the B gap and exchange responsibilities with his backer coming over the top for the C gap. With that crash, Nix gets a keep read, going to keep that. 45 coming across for that alley player. 58 showing up right in the alley, right on him. Good cut by the quarterback off of that tackle's block right there. Converts for the first down. 2 plays later, now they're going to run a slap with a crack. So they're going to bring this receiver into the box and crack 58. They're going to read the defensive end here on the offense's left, inside zone to the right. You'll see quick motion by the tight end. He's going to switch responsibility. So last time on that slap, we saw him come up to that weak side linebacker spot. Well, now they're saying, hey, receiver, get in a close split. You're going to go get that linebacker, and he's going to come and he'll take yours. He's got the corner. And they're also going to add in another slapper at the snap coming from this tight end spot, and he's going to work into the alley. So they're swapping responsibility on that corner, giving themselves a great angle to crack this linebacker, get him stuck in the box, and then coming around for the alley player with the second puller. Quick look from the sideline view right here. Again, they get the gap exchange, chasing that B gap from the backside, a keep read for the quarterback, and you'll see they get the first down, but from behind here, there's a lot of meat left on the bone on this play. So the line zoning up to 45, zoning out to that nickel. He's got the tackle, going to come back across for the corner. Receiver coming in to crack 58. The read still here. Second tight end pulling for whoever shows up in the alley. And take a look. If 72 is able to get 45 picked off right here, good chance this thing maybe doesn't score, but there's going to be a whole lot more yardage on this play, right? If he gets that block, 45 is not showing up right here. They've got the crack block covered up. The corner's already blocked outside, and you'll see running for the safety, the second puller from that tight end spot. Unable to get there, though. That's the way it works in the NFL. Too hard to get everybody blocked all the time. Just outside of the 2-minute warning now in the first half, going to motion across. They're going to run Bo out on this front side, a 3-level route, a deep out route, a go route. Going to slide this tight end across as if he was that slap block, and he's going to bypass that end and head to the flat to create their 3 levels on this side. As it's a naked backside guy going to run the naked over. They're going to sell like it's zone read from this pistol set, and the quarterback going to boot. Plays that look the same or similar initially, but play out differently as the down progresses is a good way to keep the defense off balance. They get a version of quarters right here, probably a Palms-ish type look. Outside corner reading number 2. This late in the down, though, turns into true quarters. You'll see Nix as he is escaping the pocket, feels 7, working to the outside. He knows this guy's also working to the outside. He's got the right idea, tries to stop him here in the hole with the throw. They're just not able to convert. We'll take a look here, back view. You'll see these guys on the same plane right here. Going to be hard to throw it out ahead. The corner's out there waiting. He's got eyes inside. He could fall off, potentially make a play. Nick says, hey, the safe throw is if I stop him with the ball on his back shoulder. This guy's momentum's going to carry him out of the way. That's one of those things you got to practice this. It's got to shake out like this in practice, or else it's going to be hard to hit the first time you ever do it. Some guys can make it happen, but sometimes you just got to get a little bit lucky to make things happen when you haven't really practiced it right here. Probably an odd look that they didn't necessarily get in practice, unable to convert. Into the second half now. Broncos here going to run GT counter read. G, guard pulling, T, tackle pulling, counter play. They're going to read this defensive end, and they're going to package this with a bubble screen up here to the top side of your screen. So they're going to read that end, and if the quarterback keeps it and the nickel or defender gets in his face, he's got the option to spit it out to the perimeter. Triple option for the modern era, right? I can give it, I can keep it, or I can throw my bubble. You'll see this back is switching sides. A lot of defenses against read option teams, they might set their defensive tackle to the side of the back. They might set him away. They might have a pressure that they've got designed, something to kill that read option play. A lot of teams that run this sort of stuff will flip this back and forth so that defenses can't do that. Defenses don't know where he's going to end up, so they've just got to call their call and live with it. All right, so I said GT counter read, and you're saying, wait a second, why is this center pulling? Well, on GT counter read, if you get a 3 technique or defensive tackle to this backside, a lot of teams will say, we're going to leave the guard on him because if this guy gets up the field, he can disrupt this tackle. So we'll leave the guard on him and we'll pull the center instead. While we're on the topic, do you think this guy's pulling? Holy smokes, that's where the line of scrimmage is. We got a good little 2-yard distance from the line. Throw the flag, baby. All right, we'll let this play out. They get a 5-yard gain right here. You'll see the corner blitzed off the edge. Still an efficient run, even though the targeting ends up being wrong and for reasons kind of out of their control. So if you're running this play, and this, let's say 45's right here in the box. This double team's going to 45. Like we said, guard's going to stay on this 3 technique, this defensive tackle in the B gap. They're going to swap responsibilities. Center's going to pull, tackle's the second puller. He's got that backer, and they're going to read this defensive end. Well, they get the corner blitzing off the slot. And so the corner and 45 are essentially swapping responsibilities right here. 45 exiting the box and the corner entering the box. And if they knew that was going to be the case, and extremely difficult to get this manufactured, especially when you've got moving parts bouncing it back around, the odds of recognizing the corner blitz pre-snap extremely low. But if they knew that was going to happen, they would want this double team now to go to 58. They'd stay on there. They'd come here, and the second puller would have that corner. And that's how it shakes out here. The second puller ends up on the corner, but you can see because that devil is going to 45, who is leaving the box, 58 ends up unblocked in the hole. Great move by the back to take what could be potentially a dead play and turning it into an efficient 5-yard run. In overtime now, we're going to get quarterback taxi. Words that start with T usually toss crack plays. So quarterback taxi. I'm going to use George Warhop terminology. Warhop, a offensive line coach currently with the Cleveland Browns, worked with him when we were all in Tampa. So he's got an anchor and a wall block. So your anchor block, blocking this defensive end, your wall block, building a vertical wall, trying to cut the defense, trying to get everybody that they're blocking stuck on this side. We're going to pull. We've got a kick out puller from this tackle spot. Sometimes based on the front, you'll get a second puller, or you can possibly go through trying to get the next guy. You'd love to have 2 pullers, and we'll see here, they would have loved to have had 2 pullers. They just kind of misidentify what's taking place, but it shakes out late with this backer getting up on the line of scrimmage. They're getting probably what's supposed to be a saw blitz, a bust by the Bills defense. Nobody coming off of this edge saw Sam and Wil, so they should have 2 blitzers, but you'll see they're playing man, and they got 4 guys running out here for 3. That's why I believe something's gone wrong, but it's on the weak side, not really a factor on this play. End of the day, 2-yard loss for the Broncos. So what goes wrong for the Broncos? Well, with this saw blitz and this guy getting up on the line of scrimmage, your anchor has the defensive end, your wall block, and it's a guy you can't see standing right here. He's going to run a track in this direction. Whoever shows up on that track is his. Well, the backer's going to get right on the track. Nice, easy block. For him, I say easy block. Still a big man. You got to get blocked with a head of steam, right? Tackle is pulling. He's going to kick out that corner, and now somebody's responsible for the alley player. And you'd hope with this man coverage right here that might slow him down, but somebody's got to get that alley player. And now it boils down to where's this guy lined up. And if this guy is a 3 technique, if he's an outside shade of this guard. Guard has to reach him. Center's going to try to come flat through his toes and get to that guy. Well, with this saw blitz, with this guy coming off the edge, this guy is going to play into the A gap. And if they knew that, and the only clue is that he's very tight for a 3 technique. If they thought that he was going to pinch, they would love to exchange this and say, hey, center, you get him. He's coming right to you, and I'll pull for the alley and end up on 24. You'll see ultimately there is a little indecision right here. He's going to reach him, feels him pinch inside, can't decide, do I want to pull around this? It's already just a little bit too late. Wheels back, but you can see 24 ends up unblocked, end up with the 2-yard loss right there. Even though it leads to 2nd and 12, Broncos, as we all know, ultimately win the game. That's the quarterback run game from the Broncos and Bills.